Hello. Welcome to Rewriting Reality. I am Shiraz, your host today, and I'm not sure what's going to be happening today because my guest has not arrived yet. And so I'm by myself. So now I got lots of things to talk about. We can take you through some stuff and I can keep talking for a while until she shows up. Hopefully, she will show up soon. And let me just send off another notice to her. Da, 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 da. This is fun doing this live on air. Okay. Where are you? Here. And yeah, because my new format now is to have a guest on and play with the guest. I'm not sure where my guest is. Uh-oh. So, I'm hoping that I gave the right link. Oh, there's a comment. Happy Monday from the Breakthrough Show. Oh, the Breakthrough Show is watching. Thank you, Breakthrough Show. So anyway, I'm on StreamYard now. I have not been on StreamYard before. So, and I'm hosting and I have no idea what I'm doing. So that's fun. But I can do things now. Like I can do banners. Watch this. You can join the Breakthrough Show text community, right? But only if you're in Canada, the US, or Puerto Rico. So that thing's happening. Aren't the banners cool? I like it. I'll let that keep scrolling. And so, rewriting reality. What are we going to do today? Got all sorts of possibilities. Right now, in my monthly magic program, it is Confidence Month. So we could talk a bit about confidence and what it means, what's stopping you from being more confident, what's stopping you from stepping up into your life in a big, profound way. And we'll see who shows up to maybe work on some people in the chat and create some confidence for them. You introduced yourself to oh, wait a sec, I can highlight this. There we go. Yeah, I hope she's okay too. because yeah, we just checked up the other day to make sure she was coming as well, and all looked good. But this is where we are. I don't know. We do have a guest in the background. That's not the guest, but I might be playing with some people in the background. And oh look, here people are starting to show up. So yeah, I might just play with some of these people in the background until Sue shows up, if they're willing to play. We'll do some reality shifting. This is called rewriting reality after all, and take things wherever they go. Carrie is trying to join, but says device is not connected. I don't know what that means. All right, so here's the thing with confidence is I like to look at confidence in a slightly different way, because there is that confidence. Yeah, I got this. I'm good at this. I'll take care of this. But a lot of times you have that confidence, but then you go into a new environment and that confidence can waver. And what I mean by that is a big thing I'm doing right now is speaking on a whole bunch of stages. And my goal is to get on to 150 different stages this year, not necessarily physical, virtual stages and some other podcasts. And that sounds like a lot when I say it, 150 different stages. But if I'm on a virtual stage, let's say I'm in a summit and they have an interview with me that's half an hour, well, that's a half an hour of my time and I've got a stage covered. And how often can I do that a week? Probably several times a week. And there's 52 weeks in a year. I only have to be on something 3 times a week and I'm good. And if they're a half hour, let's say it's called them an hour, it's 3 hours a week. Done. Okay. So why am I talking about this? Okay. So getting on a stage, you may know your stuff, but then you can lose that confidence because how's the audience going to react? And some people go through this every time they get on stage, even though they may have done the talk. How's this audience going to react? So you can lose your confidence in that moment until you get up there and you see things are going well. But you have that period just before where it's, I don't need that comment to stay up there. There we go. See, I'm still learning to use the interface. I can turn off the banner too. Let me turn off the banner. There we go. Look at this. There's so much stuff I can do. There's so many things to play with. I could just spend the day playing with things. So for my definition of confidence, sure, there's that I got this, but there's also this space of confidence where you say to yourself, even if I completely screw this up, I know everything's going to work out. Right? That's a different kind of space because you're willing to go up there on that stage or go into that meeting or whatever it is and completely blow it and be okay with that, knowing that in the end, it's all going to work out anyway. Now, imagine if you can get yourself to that space of confidence. Right? So, oh no, there was failure, but it's all good. Yes, there are so many pretty buttons. Look at me playing with the buttons. And I'm continuing to get people backstage, none of which are my guests. And she has not responded to my text. Says she's available on mobile. I don't know where she is. She's obviously mobile somewhere. So that's happening. All right. And we were talking about confidence. So let's see if we can get you to a bigger place of confidence. So I see Charlotte has popped up there. Charlotte, do you want to come out and play? Throw it into... There she is. Okay, hold on. Let me bring you up on stage, Charlotte. We can have some fun.
Okay.
And now, look, we can try different layouts. Look at that. Isn't this cool?
It's different. It's different. Like, and mine screen probably looks different than yours does. Like, mine has it's interesting. This is the first time to do anything on this platform.
Yeah. All right. So, what's going on? Let's see what's in reality.
Yeah, I just thought I would join. You know, it's funny. I was thinking earlier, oh, is this the day that Shiraz has programs? Let me check. So, I've got a number of things going on. Things are okay. But you know, there's always room for improvement and alignment, and definitely trying to put a focus on 3 areas, which is my health and my home. And yeah, my health, like that's really my main focus. I want to move into a condo. I want to rent my house and move into a condo. But I feel like there's a lot of barriers in that.
Okay.
But we'll see. I was just curious, you know, with the show, so I thought, okay, but you know me, I'm always willing to say yes. I'm an old improv student, I guess. I'm like, okay, sure. Why would I not take the opportunity? Absolutely.
Okay. So you want to move into a condo, but you're feeling a pushback on that it has to be hard?
It just feels like there's too much to do, like too much to do in terms of getting my place ready. It feels like there's so many steps. And this is going to sound funny, but I'm just going to go with it as things come up because that's what's coming up. So it's that I have all this crap. So it might sound silly to some people, but I have all this crap in the basement. Like I have so much stuff and it's not really crap. It's just like it feels overwhelming to me to deal with it. Deal with like I need to sell a bunch of this stuff, but I feel add a lot, like, and tip, and I mean, I know the steps, right? You post a picture, put it just feels completely overwhelming. It just does. Like, even I'm thinking about it, I'm getting kind of dizzy feeling.
Okay. So my first question is, do you have to sell it all?
I'm getting yes and no.
Okay. So this is what I find with a lot of people, and this is not an uncommon thing. There's all this stuff in the basement. I can't just get rid of it. I have to go through it. I have to sell a bunch of it. I have to figure out what's there. And so you've just made this whole endeavor. You've created this. And there can be some truth to it, but generally what I find is if there's stuff that's been in there for like 5 years, all of that can go. Right? Like,
Oh my goodness. Like, I can't even know. Like, I got major, like a feel, like
yeah.
a
But
feeling of
if you haven't even looked at it for 5 years, if it hasn't been a part of your life for 5 years, why can't it just go? Because it doesn't actually exist in your life anyways. You just think it's good because it's down there.
Oh gosh,
I
that
know,
is,
isn't that,
yeah,
that's looking up
feeling
stuff
me.
all over the place. Ah.
That is not, no, I feel really weird about that idea.
So
Or
let me
like,
ask you, why do you have to keep something that you've not even thought about for 5 years?
I might need it,
Have
right?
you, what have you done in the past 5 years that suddenly you'd need that thing you haven't needed for 5 years? Like, have you
Well,
not covered every incident that comes up in your house that you didn't have to go down there?
well, I do use it, like some of it, and it's not so much, but like I feel
No, but we're
like
not talking about the stuff you use. We're talking about the stuff you haven't touched in 5 years.
I don't think I know. Do you know what that sounds funny, but here's the truth is that I don't think I can easily, I don't think it, I feel like it's not easy for me to decipher. You know what, this comes back to something else too that I realized today where it's like, again, these are might seem like trivial things, but you know what, they're maybe representative of bigger things too, is that it comes to like, okay, I, oh God, it's so stupid. I have uh some clothing that I have this bed. Okay, it's always I have this bed sheet, right? And I'm like, okay, this is good. I can cut this. It's not good anymore, so I'm gonna cut it. It's washed and clean, and I don't want to use it as bed sheet. So I'm like, I'm gonna cut this into rags and now use it for rags. And it's like, okay, well, I don't like. Then I need to make a decision about where I'm going to keep those things. Right? Like, okay, let's make a decision, and this doesn't have to take forever. I feel like I do have a lot of clutter and stuff because it is, I feel unable to make decisions. It sounds silly, but it kind of, it is that. It's this fear of two things. One, making the wrong decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, what does it matter where I keep this or don't? But yeah, it's that. And then I feel like when I think about the basement, the stuff, it's like I should sell it because it's worth something. And then and then I like, okay, how do I sell it? What do I do? Should I keep this? Should I not? Like, it's weird. I don't know why so much indecision around it, but
Because you have to make sure you don't make the wrong decision. You have to do everything right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what if you didn't have to do everything right? What if you could make mistakes and things could work out anyway?
Oh, oh, my heart just felt weird. It almost makes me that, you know what, that brought a lot of stuff up. It made me feel first tightness, made me feel tightness in my heart, and then it made me feel angry.
Yeah.
I think because I feel like sometimes I am trying to make the right decisions, but still I feel frustrated because mm, like there isn't a right, maybe like there's a part of me that feels like there isn't a right decision, or I made all those right decisions and I didn't get what I wanted or something. Like,
Yeah. So
oof.
the thing is, look, you're not alone, because when we first started talking about this is what happened. So,
Oh yeah.
and now that we talked about making the right decisions, so
Oh boy.
So
Yeah.
see, you're creating this big thing about stuff you haven't even cared about for years.
No, I think I do care about it. I think that's kind of the problem. It like weighs on me.
You care about when you think about it, but the stuff that's been there for 5 years without you even touching it, you don't really care about. You think you care about it, but if it's not part of your life, it's not interaction. If it's not something you actually care about, you just have put this value on it and say, well, I have to honor that value that I've placed on this thing that I never look at or think about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying you can't sell it, but if you've got this feeling, it's like, oh, now I have to go through this whole process and I have to figure out how to sell it and I have to go through the process. And sometimes you're going to sit there and go, was it actually worth it? I just spent all this time cataloging, putting it up on eBay or wherever you're going to put it. And then I got, $20 for it. And I spent like 3 hours getting the whole thing set up. Is it worth it?
Right. How can I feel more certain in my decisions? Like, because you want to know something funny is that, like, and I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone in this one. It's like
Oh,
where
you're
you
not.
get something away
Yep.
and then you think, shit, like, I shouldn't have done that. Or, like, oops, like, oh, man, I wish like, and then you start wanting this thing that you didn't even use. And you start thinking about some opportunity where you could have used it, or maybe you should have done this or should have done that. Like, this actually must be quite a big issue because I just realized too, like there's multi-million, like people make, like they have those storage units and stuff where people just keep all their crap and pay monthly to keep it there,
Yep.
right? So it's definitely not an only me issue, but it is an issue of indecision, of
Yep.
not that certainty of I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I don't want to think about it again. Like I don't have to keep thinking about that thing I threw out last summer
Yep.
that I wish I didn't throw out. That happens to me. I'm like haunted by this silly little ornament thing that I threw out. And I'm like, I wish I didn't throw that out. I wasn't using it. No, I wasn't using it. But
See, but here's the thing: it's that longing for this false reality, right?
Yeah, that
Because
hits.
because I mean, even what you're saying, oh, I shouldn't have thrown it out because I could still use it. But if you really could have still used it, you probably would have bought something similar by now to use, rather
Mm,
than sitting there going, well, I could still use it.
yeah, I definitely don't need it.
Yeah. So what if it's okay to let go of those things?
Mm,
Okay.
mm, mm.
Are you willing to step out of the story that if you let something go, you will always regret
Yes.
it?
Boy, I think that's really true about a lot of things.
Okay. And here's a story that a lot of people say that we can step out of. Are you willing to step out of the story that once you get rid of it, that's when you'll need it?
Yes, I was thinking that
That
earlier. Yes, yes, so much. Yes.
is a big story that's out there.
Oh boy. Yeah. So you better not get rid of anything because then you're gonna need it and be mad that you got rid of it.
That's what creates hoarders.
Hmm. And I had that in my family,
Hmm.
and I don't want to be like that. I like the place like clean, organized, but definitely I definitely had that um clinging and holding on to things because you'll need them, or not only you'll need them, somebody else might need them. um that messaging a lot.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. But here's the thing, it's not that specific thing that people might need, right? So what if you could just get something else? this is also coming from this lack mentality that I can't get something. And chances are, if there's something down there and then you absolutely need it, there's probably a modern version of it available. Instead of
Yes,
that 10-year-old or 15-year-old version that's sitting in the basement.
absolutely. Absolutely. You know what it is? It's almost that I have to find an appropriate way to get rid of it.
Mhm.
Oh my God. But yeah, like it's like I have to, like, it would be wrong to throw it out. Like, and
Okay, why would it be wrong?
wasteful. Would be wasteful.
It's wasteful. But it's not wasteful if it sits there forever in your basement. That's not wasteful.
Right.
All right.
That's true. And you have to find the right, isn't this funny? Yeah, it's like you have to find the right person or the, like to give it to. Like you have
Wow.
to,
Okay. Who taught you this? Whose stories are these?
these are my like, yeah, my families,
Okay.
like
So
my grandparents, my mom.
yeah.
Fine.
So you're living in all of their stories.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's causing you to just keep a whole bunch of stuff downstairs that you don't need, that you
Mm-hmm.
never use, and then you have to find the right person. Because now that here's the other thing: if you have to find the right person, then now you're going to put this up for sale on eBay, and you're going to question every person that comes up to buy that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the right person? Maybe I shouldn't sell it to this person. So now there's this level of anxiety you've just thrown on top of selling these things that you aren't using in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, that sounds like a lot. Are you willing to step out of your family story that you can only give things away to the right person?
Yes. Yes. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm.
Okay, how does that feel?
It feels okay. It feels okay. It feels like still have like this frustration feeling when I think about like I'd like it to feel easy. I'd like it to feel like okay, even if it takes time, like that I can just go downstairs and be like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate an hour to doing this now, and do it. Without all the sentimentality. I don't know if that word's right or I
Yeah,
said it
yeah.
right. Like without all that like, oh, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, I'm reading my novels, my journals from high school or novels to cold comic. Oh, I love this like that kind of feeling where you feel a bit tied to the thing. You're not using the thing. Yeah, I'd like to feel less attachment to things in
Mhm.
general, actually.
There was a time I was living out in Victoria, and was it like 5 o'clock in the morning? My fire alarm goes off in my condo,
Mm.
and so I grab my laptop, my passport, my wallet, and my phone, and I got out of the building. And then I'm just standing there with the rest of the residents, waiting for the fire trucks to get there, wondering if it's false alarm or what the hell is going on. And luckily, 5 o'clock in the morning in Vancouver is 8 o'clock in Toronto. So I started seeing who was up, and I started talking to my cousin, and we're just chatting away. And then it hit me because he was saying, "What are you going to lose if there is a fire?" And I said, "You know what? That whole building could blow up right now. I'd be fine because I've got my laptop, my phone, and my passport.
Mhm.
And technically, I could even lose my laptop because it's all backed up on the cloud. So I've got my phone to communicate, I've got my passport to travel, and my wallet is technically in my phone. So I've got money to spend.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's all I need.
Mm.
Right? Everything else is just stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was so freeing because, and after that moment, I realized that that's where you want to sit in that it's fine to have stuff. There's
Hmm.
nothing wrong with having stuff. But when you're completely unattached to that stuff and that building could blow up and you'd be like, well, I'll just move on from there and recreate and get more stuff. And then if that goes, I'll just get more stuff. All I need is the stuff that's going to keep me going in that moment.
Hmm.
And you can live so free in your life.
Hmm.
So a lot of times when people talk about being in a space of non-attachment, they think they have to give up all this stuff. But non-attachment, when you're truly there, you can have as much stuff as you want. You just don't mind if it goes.
Hmm.
So what if you embraced being unattached to everything you own? Not just the stuff downstairs. I want to, it's like everything you own.
Hmm. That feels hard because it feels like I've paid, like that I've, you know what it feels? It feels like I've earned, like, so some of the stuff, like, was just like at my dining room table, and like, I mean, I get that. I guess at the end of the day, I have insurance. The first thought that I had was when you said about your house or in the condo, like if it blew up. But my first thought was about pictures. It was
Mhm.
about, like, I have family photo albums and stuff that I may not look at all the time, but they have photos that are not online. They
Mhm.
are not, they're old photos.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I thought about was like, yeah, like I guess like stuff I've written and stuff, but that's a wall, you know what I mean? Like I guess that could go. The pictures, I guess I'd care about. And then the first thought too was that I've, like I've built this. Like, there's part of me that um, like I bought, like, you know what I mean? Like I've earned this, I bought this, but I guess at the end of the day too, like I'm not, oh, I don't know. I have it's better now. I would say I'm actually about 80% less sentimentally attached to things than I used to be.
Yeah.
And maybe with that last clearing about my family stories and stuff, it'll even be better.
So the question you want to ask yourself is, if you didn't have that stuff, would you be okay?
Yeah, I would be okay.
Okay.
You're right. I would be okay. I would be okay. I would
Mhm.
be okay. I might be upset.
For a little while.
Yeah, at first. Like I would be upset, but I would be okay. I would be okay. I could move. I would have to, I'd have to move forward.
Yep.
So you're right. That helps actually a lot. That helps me feel a little bit more like that realization cleared whatever residual kind of feelings were there, kind of of feeling like, yeah, like if I would be okay, if I can understand that and know that and feel that, then it's okay. I don't have to decide this is going to be five. You know what? If it's $5 or $20, it doesn't really matter. If I give it away, it's fine. Like it's going to be okay. It doesn't matter. You're right. I'm not using the stuff. It's not active in my life. So thank you. That's helpful. Hopefully that will help me get, because I think that that's been a big barrier into moving forward in my life.
Mhm.
Even if it's just stuff, but that stuff can keep us kind of locked in.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Shiraz.
You're welcome.
Did you Has the host arrived, or not host, you're the host. I mean your guest.
Yeah, the host has arrived. So I just got a text from the guest that said it'll take 5 or 10 minutes to set up. I don't know what's being set up, but I can see we have another some person backstage. I can bring on Carrie and have a chat with her. So thank you for visiting. Stay online. Maybe we'll bring you back later.
I will hang in here
All
and
right.
okay, thank you. Thank you, Shiraz.
Bye. So let's say hi to Carrie.
Hi, Shiraz.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. Just had some computer issues again, but I'm back. You got in okay.
Okay. So what's up with you? How can I help you? There's quite the echo going on.
Yeah. Um, I'm not sure. I didn't really come with anything in particular today. I resonated a lot with what was going on with Charlotte. I have a lot of sentimental attachment to a lot of my things too. they keep, I guess, the connection and the memories to my grandparents and my dad and the loved ones that aren't here anymore. But
Mhm.
ever moving far away seems to be impossible with things that are going on in the world. It makes me not really want to stay here anymore. But then it's a daunting thought to ever move far away. It's like, how is that ever possible? How would I ever part with all my stuff? Like, I've got some wonderful antiques that my grandfather made, and I just don't know how I could ever part with those things.
So
Oh,
are they all
are they all
destroyed, or you just
right? Or you
own
own?
Pardon me?
them? I don't know why
I
we're
don't know
getting
why we're
such an.
getting such a.
So with
So
the
with
antique,
the antique, where are
They're in my home.
okay,
okay?
is it something you
Is it
see
something you
every
see
day?
every day?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
and you
And
couldn't take
you
them with
couldn't
you?
take them with you?
Well, if we were, to ever even, like, say, move to Mexico, how is that possible? The whole thought of getting all the stuff there seems to be impossible. I don't know how people
Yet
do it.
people
Yet
people move across the
people move
world all the
across the
time.
world all the time.
I know, and I don't know how they do it. It just seems like a huge thing.
So the
So
easiest
the
thing
easiest thing
of how people
of
do
how
this is they
people
make
do
the
this is they
decision,
make a decision
Make the
and then
decision.
and
they figure
then
it
they
out piece
figure it
by
out
piece,
piece by piece.
right?
Right?
And the thing
And
is,
the
if
thing
you
is,
know
if you
someone
know
that's done
someone
it,
that's done it,
ask them, how the hell
ask
did
them,
you do
how
it?
the hell did you do it?
Yeah.
Right? Eventually, I would
Eventually,
love
I would
to
love
move to
to
Costa
move
Rica,
to Costa Rica,
and I
and
have
I have
2 friends that have
two
moved there.
friends that have moved there.
So
So
I'm just going to
I'm
say,
just going to say,
guys,
guys,
I'm ready.
I'm
Tell me
ready.
what to do.
Tell me what to do.
So I guess just making the decision is the first step.
Making a decision
Making
is
a
always the
decision is
first.
always the first step.
Okay.
So do you really
So
want
do
to
you
move?
really want to move?
I just don't like where things are headed in Canada. I don't like where things are going, but I don't know if there's any escape from it. If it's maybe just going to be a global thing, I don't know. If it's, I guess, also I can't imagine myself moving away from my sons. They're 20 and 23.
Okay. There's
There's
a global
a
shift
global
going on
shift going
right now.
on.
So
So
that is
that
happening.
is happening.
But what
But
happens
what
is
happens is
it's about
it's
the
about
reality
the
you create
reality
for
you create for
yourself,
yourself.
right?
Right?
There are
There are
people
people
in Canada
in
right
Canada right
now
now
that are really
are
feeling the
really
effects of
feeling the
what's
effect.
going on. But then there are
But then
people
there are
that
people that
just going through their
just going
lives and
through their
enjoying
lives
it.
and enjoying it.
Right? You can create
You
your own
can create
reality
your own
where,
reality.
Okay.
right? And yeah,
And
this is
yeah, this is
the what if.
the what if.
What if
What if
stops so many
stops so
people?
many people?
Because the
Because the
interesting thing
thing is,
the what if
the
is
what
usually
if is
about what
usually
if it
about
goes
what if
wrong,
it goes wrong,
not what if it
not
goes
what
right.
if it goes right.
Yeah.
So when you
So
start
when
thinking
you
about,
start thinking about
what if you stay in
what
the
if you
what
stay in
if
the
of
what if,
how
how
wonderful would it be?
wonderful would it
What
be?
can I
What
create?
can I create?
How cool would
How
this be?
cool would this be?
Yeah, I guess these are just such big decisions. They seem so scary. Like
Mhm.
it makes me remember years back when I was in my early 20s, and I felt like I stayed in my hometown because of my, at that time, husband. I felt that he held me back. So I always kind of put the blame on him. But we're no longer together. And now I'm feeling like, I'm in the other half of my life now that I don't want to keep living in my hometown forever.
Okay.
I want to experience life somewhere else.
So then it's
So
time to
then
make
it's
that
time to make
decision.
that decision.
Sounds easy when you say it.
It's easy to make the
It's easy
decision,
to
but
make the
then
decision, but then
you just have to
you
go
just have
through
to go
and
through
take the action.
with the
And
action.
this,
And this,
for me,
for me,
I don't think the
I don't
decision
think
is
the
made
decision
until
is
it
made
happens,
until it happens.
because I've known
I
a lot of
didn't hear
Because
people
I've
that
known a
last
lot of
I'm
part.
people say,
doing
Sorry.
it,
I'm doing it.
and then
And then
months later, and they
months
haven't
later
done
they
anything.
haven't done anything.
Sorry, you're cutting out. I didn't hear what you said.
I said, I don't think a
I don't think
decision
a
is made
decision
until an action is taken.
is taken.
Okay.
So it's up to you
So
to
it's
take
up to you to
that
take
first
that
action.
first action.
Right.
So are you ready to move?
Ready to move.
I guess there's just so much uncertainty in the world too, you know, in our, even just in our country.
Mhm.
Doesn't feel the same anymore to live here.
There's always going to
There's
be
always going to
uncertainty.
be uncertainty.
It's just a matter
It's just
of
a
what
matter
are
of
you
what
going
are
to
you
do
going to do
despite
despite
uncertainty.
uncertainty.
Okay.
All right, something to think
Something
about.
to think about.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You see, our
See,
guest
our
has
guest
a
has
lot.
a lot.
Thank you, Carrie. We're bringing up Sue Wilhite. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, girl.
Hey, Shiraz,
You made it.
I made it.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We've been having a little bit of fun while you've been gone dealing with getting rid of stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so Sue. You know what? I just lost it. Okay, we'll just go straight into it. Tell the audience about you.
Well, of course. Thank you. So what I do is I do coaching with a side of sound healing, or sound healing with a side of coaching. And what I love to do is help people who have run into blocks in their life, keeping them from having the epic story that they want to tell about themselves, their legacy, what they're accomplishing in the world. And so I use the combination of couch coaching and sound healing to free them to be on their quest for their epic story.
Sweet. Okay. And it's funny to me because I was looking at your profile and it says that you work with women.
Yes.
Okay. And that's not the thing that I find is funny because women need your help, but people that come on my show tend to work on me and I work on them. So people have been saying, are you going to put a wig on? What's going to happen on the show?
I primarily market to women.
Okay.
And if a wonderful man who wants to come and get helped, I will absolutely work on them.
Okay, so it's not exclusive.
It is not exclusive by any means.
That's good to know. All right, so I feel comfortable now.
In fact, one of my most dramatic clients was a man who tripled his income in less than a year. So,
whoa,
if that's not epic, I'd like to know what is.
That sounds epic to me.
Yes.
I think there's some agreement that was epic. Right? So,
yes.
All right. So what I love on the show, and I know we're going to be a little crunch for time, but I still want to get in 5 minutes. Please tell us how you got into this, why you do this, so the audience can really get to know you.
Yeah. So my epic story is that I started out my career being in information systems, business information systems. So I was a programmer, I was a systems designer, database designer, and I was really good at it.
You know, you're describing my history.
Oh, am I channeling? Is that what it is?
You want to be sure we're talking about you because I'm just hearing my history coming out of your mouth. So.
Well, I did a slightly different left turn in Albuquerque.
Okay.
I ended up getting an ulcer.
Ooh.
And the ulcer was not fun. I was in incredible pain for a while until the doctors put me on meds. And once they put me on meds, I realized that I was going to be on these medicines for the rest of my life. And I had to be really, like, no kidding, on the medicines, because if I didn't take them on time, a volcano went off in my gut. So this was not okay. And about a year after I'd gotten on the meds, a friend of mine grabbed me and pulled me into a hypnotherapy demo.
Okay.
And I was kicking and screaming the whole way until the guy who was doing the hypnotherapy, by the end of the evening, I had no more ulcer.
That's really impressive, because I found it's really hard to be hypnotized while you're kicking and screaming.
Right?
So,
Although you are in an altered state.
okay.
He just took advantage of that. So that completely changed the trajectory of my life.
Mhm.
And it was all about finding the mind-body connection, because it was obvious to me that that was what was going on. And so I researched various kinds of mind-body techniques until I discovered and ran into the creator of a technique called biofield tuning, which is a sound healing technique that removes distorting thoughts, beliefs, and emotions from your system.
Ooh.
And the cool thing is you don't even need to know what they are.
Oh, I
You
like
just need to know that they're in the way. And once they're gone, it's like having cataracts removed. It's like having, laser surgery. it's like having a weight taken off of your feet and preventing you from moving forward. And it's the best technique that I have ever found.
Okay. So is this something that has to be done in person?
No, I have been doing it remotely since the shutdown.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So then I want a demo, because I want to feel this.
A full demo takes longer than we have.
Okay.
I will do a short little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first, and this is really important to the biofield tuning, I'm first going to plug you in to your personal battery.
Okay, cool.
And then I'll just do what we call a quick skim of your field to see if there's anything there that wants to go away really fast that would be nice and dramatic. Then you would see results.
It's too, you're not going to get the context. What I'm saying, it's too bad we can't do this physically with Charlotte and the stuff in her basement. We could get it to go away real fast.
Right.
So,
That would be nice.
yeah.
And
so
all right.
Just I just wanted to show you this before we get started.
So, yes. So I'm going to go get my proxy for you.
Yep. Is it a teddy bear? Please let it be a teddy bear.
It's
a teddy bear.
This is Rainbow Bear. Rainbow Bear, you can't really see it. The camera never shows it well. But Rainbow Bear is pink and blue and green and white and all kinds of colors. And Rainbow Bear is the delightful proxy for my clients. So I'm going to put Rainbow Bear here in the chair.
Okay.
And we're going to invite
I'm going to get the chair too.
Your hologram to be present in Rainbow Bear.
Okay.
Do you consent to this?
I do, absolutely.
All right, so Shiraz is here and present in Rainbow Bear. I'm going to take this tuning fork, which you're not going to be able to hear very well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect your negative and positive poles of your personal battery. Okay? So this is
Okay.
going to be fun.
This is going to be interesting. Ooh.
So what I'm doing, there is a movable chakra called the Earth Star that is the negative pole for your personal battery. And for most people, it ends up living between your knees. And where it should be is about 5 to 10 inches below your feet. All right, so I'm seating, oh, there we go, right? Perfect. I'm
Well,
seating the Earth Star into place, and I am connecting it with what Star Wars fans would call the Force. It's the life force energy of the planet.
okay.
And we're going to take that life force energy of the planet and we're going to move that through your chakra channels all the way up from the root, all the way up to the crown. What are you noticing?
Oh, a bunch of things. And just for people that don't have not seen me and how things work with energy with me, I tend to yawn and cough when energy is shifting around me or shifting inside me. So I'm feeling a lot going on here,
Yeah,
and like almost a what a column from the head down right to my crotch.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So what's happened is I've opened the channel to that point, to the
Okay.
top of the head, and
Yep.
now I'm going to connect the other end.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. This will be fun.
Yeah. And this is called the Sun Star. And the Sun Star, again, is a movable chakra.
Okay.
And if you've had any kind of, oh, I'm off camera, hang on.
That's okay. The teddy bear's on camera.
The teddy bear's there. If you've had any kind of worry or stress, or you've been thinking about something a lot, the Sun Star tends to kind of glom onto the top of your head
Okay.
and not be in place above. So I'm going to gather up the Sun Star and pull it into place.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I've just seated it. And now what I'm doing is I am allowing the life force energy of the universe to come through and connect up to the Sun Star and come through your crown. Have that energy go all the way down, connecting up to the Earth Star and making a circuit. So the life force energy of the universe is coming in through the crown and then coming back through the earth.
feel my body just sort of relaxing a lot
Oh,
more.
nice. Yeah. And this is really lovely that one of the things I love about demoing this is something that you can do for yourself. You don't necessarily need the tuning fork. You
Mhm.
could imagine finding the Earth star, getting it seated, feeling that little plump as it goes into place,
Mhm.
pulling that life force energy in, pulling it in, grabbing the sun star, getting it into place, pulling the life force energy of the universe through, and creating that lovely up and down energy in your body. It's like having a very nice cup of coffee.
I'm going to go with hot chocolate because I don't drink
Hot
coffee.
chocolate. Happy drink of choice that gives you energy.
Yeah, no, it feels good.
Nice.
So, in a full session, what's involved?
In a full session, what I would do is I would start with that, and then I do what's called an analysis, where I take the tuning fork and sort of put it into your system to see how the energy flow really is going. I mean, you've got this central circuit,
Yeah.
that's going, but there's other energy flows, and so we just use the tuning fork to kind of mirror what other flows are going on and where there might be blocks. And then I figure out where in your system really wants to be worked on. I use a pendulum for that. And then I use the tuning fork, and it's a vibration that is held in what's called your biofield to find those distortions and allow the energy that's been held in them to release.
Okay.
So, is there any place in particular, Shiraz, that you feel maybe is a block?
So describe a block. Do you mean a block to finance, or is there a physical block, or is there
Any or all of the above? Where you are, for instance, noticing that progress is not being made in the time that you would like to have it, where opportunities keep getting missed, where you know, because of the AMA, we try not to talk about physical blockages, but those get cleared up too, sort of as a side thing.
Okay. I was actually going to go with the physical one, but maybe I'll go with something else.
Okay.
Because just what happened is I pinched a nerve in my shoulder
Oh,
a while back, and it's getting better, but I thought it would have been completely cleared up now, but there's still little
okay.
tingling stuff when I move my arms.
Right.
I don't know if that's something we can address, or is that just a symptom of something else that's going on in my life?
The symptom of something else going on. Yes.
So let's address that. So I don't need to know what it is, but can we address that without me knowing?
Right. Whatever it is.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So when things are going wrong with the shoulders, it's because you feel like you're carrying too much, right? You've got something, or you're not able to hold something, right? That's the whole shoulder thing. So I'm just on a quick tune in, I'm getting that it's something in the throat chakra.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to be working on.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Since my camera is tuned to this side, then this is what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Move the chair over just a tad away from the piano.
And what's amusing is now that you said you're going to do this, I'm feeling a little bit of tingling and a little bit of pain in the arm, as though it's saying, no, stay.
Right.
Let her do that.
Resistance is futile. Alrighty, so what I'm going to be doing is starting out at the outer boundary.
Yep.
And the outer boundary we call the birth conception membrane. And
Okay.
it's the outer edge of your field.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go right through it and sort of power wash. as I'm going along.
I'm going to get power washed. All right. Okay.
All
Let
right,
me
here
sit
we
back.
go.
There we go.
Oh, go ahead.
Yep. I'm good.
Oh, and Shiraz, if you don't mind my asking, how old are you?
I have to tell people how old I am?
You don't have to tell me. It's okay.
Okay.
That would be one of the things that I usually ask in session
All right. Well, let's
because it gives me
put it out there.
age marker as to what I'm
Years.
finding.
55.
55. Okay. So I'm noticing some what I would call constricted energy right around the 0 to 5 years old area.
Oh, okay.
I'm feeling it in my belly. That's not necessarily an indication of what's going on. It's just that tends to be where I feel things, is either in my belly or my chest.
Whew.
So what it feels like to me is a lot of people, more than one person, 2, 3, 4 people, all kind of bearing down and telling you what to do.
Mhm.
And there's resistance on your part because certainly from 0 to 5, you're kind of more in touch with your full nature. And so other adults telling you what to do is like, wait, that doesn't seem right. And so there's this resistance, but they're adults. And one or more of them might be parental units.
Yep.
And they're God, right? Whatever they say goes. So you're reluctantly having to take that in.
Yeah. I grew up with a lot of people telling me what I was going to do when I grew up.
Uh-huh. Yeah. There we go.
Ow.
Now, so sometimes happens, what I'm getting is an echo of that. Somewhere around your 20s, it might be your 30s. Oh, and interesting, there is a very recent echo of that.
Oh, neat. Because I picked up on the incidents in the 20s and the 30s. There's a big one in the 20s and then another one that happened in my 30s.
Ah. Okay. Just going to make sure that that was it. All right. So now we're going to take that energy that had been held.
Yep.
And we're going to put it back into your system. So this is energy. This was energy that you were holding back, right? It's a distortion.
Okay.
So it's not energy that somebody put into you.
Okay.
It's energy that you were unconsciously holding away.
Ah, okay. I get it.
And so now we're putting that energy back into your system and making it available to you. All right. And now I'm going to do, it's what we call the close. It's the sealing of the energy system. And I call it, it's like wrapping a present, only backwards.
Okay.
I'm going to move the camera back this
I
way.
feel things lightening up in my arm right now, so it's really cool.
Nice. So what I'm going to be doing is a figure 8 around your energy system.
Okay.
Which is like wrapping a bow. And then I'm going to be wrapping the whole thing. And this one uses a fork that you might actually be able to hear.
Yep.
So there you go. Quick session.
Wow. So what happened?
What just happened?
Oh, okay.
Oh, hold on one second. The hologram that is Shiraz is now released. His energy is now fully his own.
Okay. Oh, there's the recent one was when Jessica said I had to start using StreamYard. I don't think that was the recent one, but that was still annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That is
cool. You're so welcome.
All right. So if people would like to experience this, a full session, not my mini session, how do they get in contact with you?
My website is sweetsoundofsuccess.com.
Ooh, nice.
Sweetsoundofsuccess.com. And actually, I just recently purchased, because the sweetsoundofsuccess.com. Because I have a tendency to say that.
Yeah.
Let's buy the domain. So sweetsoundofsuccess.com or thesweetsoundofsuccess.com will get to the website, a little bit more explanation of biofield tuning. And I always recommend getting a minimum of 3 sessions, because the first one is good. The second one, now that we've taken off some of the outer layers, really gets in there. And the third one totally takes it into the stratosphere. The person who created this has been doing this for 20 years. She looks 20 years old. she,
Okay.
she looks like she should be dating her kids.
So for someone like you said, this guy tripled his business.
Yes.
So that was, he did the 3 sessions and then boom, that
Actually,
happened?
that was 2.
Oh, okay. So it can happen in 2.
Yes. Yeah. So the first session, he went from 65K to 80K or nearly 100K. I think it was like 85 or 90K.
Okay.
And then he came back to me and said, "Okay, I need another session. Let's go." And so we did another one. And within a week, he was poached from his job and made CEO at 120K.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get stuff out of the way and opportunities come find you.
So it's like, I like this one. It's like playing Name That Tune. I can clear my blocks in 2 sessions.
Yes. And he came back for a third one, but that was, we were working on his relationship stuff.
Okay.
And that cleared up too.
Cool. So it's not just about making more money or increasing business. This is about relationships. This is about health. This is across the board here.
This is across the board. You have no idea what removing a block, how that is going to show up in your life. I mean, really, I've got so many stories I could tell you, but we don't have time.
Okay.
But it's amazing what people have come in for and then experienced.
So yeah, we have some comments because there's some people that are online and I don't know if I can, no, I can't. So I'm just going to read their comments. That was amazing. Very cool. And yes, that was fabulous. Thank you. So apparently you have to actually sign up as a member of StreamYard to be able to comment here. The comments that were coming up were all coming from YouTube.
Nice.
Because yeah, we're streaming live to YouTube, and that heads out to Facebook from there too. So there's a bunch of people watching. And yeah, so thank you, Sue. This was great. I usually now do a swap and work on you, but I actually have an appointment in 7 minutes. If you would like to go for a 5-minute session, we can absolutely do that.
I can be fast.
Okay. Have you ever seen me work before?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have to explain anything.
No.
All right. And if you've never seen me work before and you're watching this for the first time, too bad. I'm not going to explain anything.
Go look at past episodes.
So pick something we want to work on.
Yes. Do I get to tell you?
You get to tell me. Yes, please tell me. I can't do the, I don't know what's going on thing. I need to know what we're working on.
You need context. Cool. The context is nobody listens to me.
Ooh. Okay. How old do you feel when you say that?
5.
Okay. So you're still stuck in the story from when you were 5 years old that no one listens to you.
Yes.
Okay, but there's a lot of resistance there. What if people started listening to you?
They would demand things of me.
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that you need people not to listen to you so they don't demand things of you? Ow.
Whoa, that just made me dizzy.
Resistance. Okay, stay with me. Okay, let's try it again. Are you willing to step out of the story that you need people not to listen to you so that they don't demand things of you?
You can't see it, but my fingers are twitching like crazy.
I can feel the resistance going on inside you right now.
Yeah. Hang on. I am with you.
Yep.
I am here.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'm grabbing tuning forks because, hey,
Oh, I could clear that resistance from you. Right?
Say that again?
I could clear the resistance from you.
Yes.
Okay. Whose story was it that everyone demands things of me?
I think it was my mother's.
Yeah, that's what's coming up. So this is her story you've been living in that you created protection for yourself, but it was never your story to begin with. So are you willing to step out of your mom's story that people are always demanding things of you?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so now are you willing to step out of the story that you need people not to listen to you so they don't demand things of you?
Yes.
That's better. And truth. If people demand things of you, do you have to give it to them?
No.
See, that's not actually coming up true. So are you willing to step out of the story that if people demand things of you, you have to give it to them? Ow, there's that resistance again.
Wow. There's that whole in-service programming.
Yep. You don't need to always be in service. You choose when you're in service. So are you willing to step out of the story that you always need to be in service?
Wow. Okay, so that pings my purpose chord.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, because if I'm not always in service, then what's my purpose? I mean, I say that and I go,
Yep.
what that just came out of my mouth?
Do you only have to have one purpose?
No.
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that your only purpose is to be in service to people?
Almost yes.
Almost.
What's that one?
Who taught you that that's the only real and worthy purpose? Noble. There's the word, noble. Who taught you that that's the only purpose?
You know, I don't think it was a person.
Mm-hmm.
I learned to read when I was 3. And my parents gave me not inspirational books, but a lot of fairy tales.
Okay.
Right? And
Yep.
a lot of the fairy tales have the successful ones, the good ones, are in service.
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that that's the only true and noble purpose to have?
Yes.
And now, are you willing to step out of the story that you always have to be in that purpose?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. How's that feel? Better, worse, the same, or different?
It feels better. I feel like that exercise that one does in personal development where you lean against a wall really hard and then you let go and the arm kind of goes up.
Okay.
It
I haven't done that since I was a teenager.
I didn't learn it as a teenager. I learned it in personal development courses.
I just learned it as like an exercise on that muscle stuff. And just watching, I was just like, I'd always just watch my arm go up. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
We're going to put Sue's contact info in the show notes. It will be available to you guys, so you can reach out to her if you're interested in going to, I don't know, $100,000 in one session. I don't know why anyone would want that, but okay, that's out there. So,
Eventually, maybe, but not right now. No.
yeah. So we're going to sign off. We will be back the last Monday of next month with a brand new guest. And let me actually see if I can find who that guest is before we quickly jump off here, because I'm already late for a call. But I want to do this. So Martha Alexander.
Hi, Martha. Yay.
She will be here next month. So thank you again, Sue, and I'll see you in
Thank
our
you,
groups that we're both parts of. And
yes.
thank you to the audience. We'll be back next month. I've got like a exit video.
Okay, thank you.